What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, today is a massive day for the Call of Duty franchise because, as you already probably know, Season 1 is releasing for Modern Warfare 2 alongside Warzone 2.0 and DMZ. Now, if you want to see my first impressions, by all means, I'm going to be live streaming this new update all day long. So if you guys want to tune into the stream, I'm going to be live streaming today, probably about a couple of hours after this video goes live. The link to that is down in the description of this video. We do it over on Twitch. So make sure you guys tune in. It's going to be open lobbies as well. So if you want to try out Warzone 2.0 with me, that's the way to go ahead and do so. But before I really dive in and dig deep into this overall experience, I'm going to save that video for tomorrow. Today, I want to talk about how important this season truly is for Modern Warfare 2 right now, and how we are currently, in my eyes, at a make it or break it point. Modern Warfare 2, if you haven't seen the Battle Pass already, is very lackluster when it comes to content. Now, there might be surprise content being hidden around somewhere or something of that sort, but from what they officially shown us from the Battle Pass and all that other stuff, all we're going to go ahead and get is Shoot House in the very beginning of the season, and then Shipment mid-season. Not only is that one map, and then we have to wait a month or two until we can get 2 maps basically in total for Season 1 in a game that's already lacking tons of maps to begin with. And I do enjoy the map variety, but trust me, compared to Vanguard, we just went up to Vanguard where we had 16 maps, and then we're filled up with more maps with the Season 1. Honestly, this is a little bit of a disappointment here. And it's going to really hold us back. And don't even get me started about how these maps are, extremely small. We don't have any variety maps, stuff like Afghan, Favela, High Rise, where you're presented with multiple different ways to go about and play it. We're getting the most simplistic possible maps that should have been in the game day one, in my personal opinion. Honestly, let's be real here. If there's any maps that are the easiest to redesign, it's definitely maps like Shipment, Shoot House, Rust, all of the small scale maps, Nuketown, those maps are probably the easiest to reproduce. I think just by default, if they want those maps in the game, they should be in day one. It'll make things so much more simpler. And then when we do get new content, it's stuff that's actually unique. You know what I'm saying? Get all the stuff that we already know is going to be in the game at day one, and then let us move on to cooler stuff in the future. But back to the point here. We're getting 2 maps that are going to be separated months in between, that are both extremely small scale. Now, we are getting 2 assault rifles, 1 sniper rifle, 1 SMG. Once again, all being split across the whole season. That's pretty decent, though. I'm an AR SMG guy, so, anytime they're going to pack content into my categories, I can't really complain. But to be honest with you, this whole season is about Warzone. 6v6, as always, is sadly being completely pushed aside. And it's sad because I actually enjoy the experience, a decent amount this time around, but it seems like they really aren't putting that much focus into it just yet. Now, I guess it's understandable because, the launch of Warzone and DMZ is going to be huge. Warzone is a massive, it's a massive game mode for Call of Duty. It's probably one of their biggest sellers. It's what makes them the most money right now. So clearly, the launch of that is going to be absolutely massive. So, Season 1, when they're first initially launching it, it's going to be all about Warzone. But 6v6 isn't prepped enough to be able to put the focus on Warzone just yet. If 6v6 had 16 maps at launch, and I guess in my opinion, the weapon variety is good. So the weapons, like I said, that are being added in are only going to add to the already vast variety that I have right now. But the maps specifically, if we had 14, 15, 16 maps at launch, and then we got a couple more maps in Season 1, and then they really wanted to emphasize on Warzone, I wouldn't be as frustrated. Because then, honestly, we can put all of our focus on just the bugs, the glitches, and also on the core features like minimap changes, footstep changes, stuff like that we can really focus in on. But right now, that's sadly not the case. Not only do we need massive improvements to multiplayer 6v6, but we also need tons of content added into 6v6. And then all of that has to be shared equally with Warzone and DMZ right now. All I have to say is that this is a very crucial moment right now for Modern Warfare 2. And in my eyes, you guys might see differently. Make sure you go down in the comment section and let me know how you see this whole situation. But in my eyes, I see it as a make it or break it point for a lot of people. Me personally, obviously, I'm a COD addict. Clearly, a lot of us are COD addicts. Whether you like the game or hate the game, you're probably going ahead and playing it, talking about it, or even just watching about it. You don't have to play it and, still want to watch COD content. Regardless, I enjoy COD. I'm going to play it. And I do partially enjoy the 6v6 experience right now. If we just get some improvements here and there, it could be a banger Infinity Ward title. But for every other player out there, every casual player out there, anybody who just wants to purchase into Call of Duty for, the campaign and then obviously the 6v6, they have no interest in BR or anything of that sort. This is going to be a major turning point for them. Because Season 1, like I said, it's introducing basically nothing for the 6v6 side of things besides weapons in one single map. 2 maps, but it's going to be mid-season. So it's going to be 1 map for a while now. People are going to see that, it's the same exact thing. It's the same exact experience. The same exact content. It's going to be nothing to give them a drive to keep pushing months and months and months until Season 2. If we had more content within mid-season, it wouldn't be a problem here, but we're not. We're getting Shoot House and Shipment. So that's what we have to deal with until Season 2 comes out. That's a pretty long time. I'm a little worried about the attention span of some players if they're going to be able to, actually play for that long. Because, yeah, there is a lot of variety. Yeah, there is a lot of weapons and camos to grind for. And there's probably going to be challenges within Season 1 and stuff like that. And, clearly the seasonal rank grind is going to be coming in as well. But at the end of the day, maps play a crucial role and how many times you can play a game, especially when they have it the way it is right now, where the map rotation really puts you in a cycle of like 2, 3, sometimes maybe 4 maps, and it just keeps cycling you through. Because sadly, you can't stay in lobbies all the time. Disbanding lobbies is still a thing. They said they're going to talk about it, work about it. I haven't noticed anything. I really haven't. You're still being cycled through 24/7. So I'm getting in the same map constantly. So for 6v6 fans, the experience is going to become stale because the maps aren't really going to get any more interesting. Am I right or am I wrong? I mean, they are classic Infinity Ward style maps in my opinion. And every single time I hop into them, I'm learning a new angle, I'm learning a new spot, I'm learning crazy locations, jumps. It's just, I love the creativity of Infinity Ward maps. It brings me back to classic COD 4, just finding these out-of-the-world spots, these wonky positions that you could just, boost yourself up into. Whether the developers wanted it or not, it's still in the game, and it's hilarious, it's awesome. And that was always a fun experience for me in COD. But at the end of the day, the map variety can only go so far. And once all the spots are found, once you ran through the same map over and over and over again, you tried absolutely every single playstyle for it, it's going to become stale. And Shoot House and Shipment don't add variety gameplay. There are small maps that are basically meant for camo grinding or just completely shutting your brain off, I mean, Shoot House has a little bit more logic behind it. So, to be honest, I'm happy that they're introducing that map first because it'll be a little bit better for the 6v6 rotation. But Shipment, like I said, it's either a turn your brain off moment or you're trying to grind up camos in some sort of way. Sometimes you can, get some really good noob lobbies or something of that sort and just get 100 plus kill gameplays. But, if you're versing anybody similarly skilled, it's just going to be, it's a nightmare. It's basically a nightmare. And Infinity Ward is going to make a personal playlist just for those maps. Let's be real here. It's going to be a 24/7 Shipment or Shoot House playlist where that's always going to be active. So at the end of the day, people who like those maps are always going to have it. And then the other people who want variety are going to go back to the 6v6 playlist where, you might get Shipment or Shoot House in the rotation. But like I said, realistically, if you want a little variety in your gameplay, there's not much to the table. You're going to deal with the same exact maps that you've been dealing with since day one for like what? How long is the season anyways? Like what, 2, 3, 4, 5 months? I have no long. It's probably not 5 months. It's probably like only a couple, maybe a few months. But that's a long time, thinking that classic COD games have started out with, like 16 plus maps at launch. It's going to take, almost close to a half a year to get to that point. A little disappointing, to be honest with you. And, to push that point aside, let's really dig in. What about the overall Warzone player base? If Warzone 2 is not successful, COD is done. You know what I'm saying here? They didn't back up 6v6 in case, the worst case scenario happens. If Warzone 2.0 is one of the worst BR experiences that we ever had, and, I guess I'm really stretching here because it would take a lot for them to ruin it. But if it is the worst Battle Royale experience, let's be real here, Call of Duty's doomed. DMZ, I already saw it. They can make improvements. That's going to be a tier project in my personal opinion. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to review and stuff like that. But from what I've seen, it looks like it's going to take years for them to actually be able to develop that up to something that is going to be very replayable and very fun. And it's only if they're willing to actually put in the effort and work into improving it. So we have no clue if DMZ is going to actually have a future or not. But Warzone, we already know, has an established future. And if it flops, they can change it as much as they want. But let's be real here, it's going to affect the overall Call of Duty product. And without 6v6 to fall back on, this game is going to have much to really play. Yeah, you can play Spec Ops or you could do the raids and stuff like that, but you can only do it so much before it becomes too repetitive or too boring. The real, reason people always come back to COD is because of 6v6. That is what it's always been there for. And it seems like it's just, once again, going to be abused and chucked to the side. And it's so sad seeing, how much potential that we have here. But I just don't know if they're going to actually take it and run with it. But again, we're going to see today, guys. We're going to see if Warzone 2.0 is going to be good, DMZ is going to be good, because they really have to be, because they're going to have to carry Season 1. There's nothing for 6v6 players this time around. So if DMZ and Warzone 2 are horrible, we are going to have a really bad situation here. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like button. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, this too. We do so have Twitter and Discord, both linked down in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch. Link that's in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.